One of the most common questions I get about the Gary Fong Lightspheres are, what's the difference between the clear or the photojournalist Lightsphere and the cloud Lightsphere? Well, as you can see, one is a lot more transparent, the other is a lot more translucent, which means the clear is more suited for lower light situations, more distant photography, and for group shots. The cloud gives you a very soft, beautiful light. It's perfect for portraits. It's wonderful for any time you're photographing people, and I use it normally if I'm within about 8 to 10 feet or closer to someone. So it's the portrait light sphere, so to speak. But when you go from the clear to the cloud and you get that beautiful soft light, you pay a price, and that price can be anywhere from a half a stop to a full f-stop, depending on the other ambient lighting conditions. So the main difference is the clear is for greater distance, for group shots, and for dimmer light. The cloud is when you're in close, it's your portrait light sphere, and anytime you're within about 10 feet of someone. Whichever one you get a translucent dome. It's called the inverted dome, and it just snaps right on the top. It's the same whether you get the cloud or the clear, you get one of these translucent domes. So sometimes you find that there's some overlap. For example, where you can use either one. For example, if I'm outside in open shade, I'll tend to shoot straight through this inverted dome. I'm not bouncing off of anything, so it really doesn't make much difference what color the body is, because I'm shooting straight through the inverted dome. Now, having said that, there are a couple of accessories that come for the cloud. One of them is called the chrome dome, and it just snaps right in, takes the place of the regular dome. And physically it'll fit in the clear, but it's designed for use with the cloud, and its main purpose is to give you back that light loss that you experience when you go from the cloud to the clear. You know, from a practical standpoint, as a working photographer, it will not require your flash to fire at full pop as often, which means your batteries are going to recycle more quickly. So if you've ever photographed a wedding processional, and no matter how many times you tell the bridal party couples to stay 10 feet apart, by about the third couple, boy, they're just right up on top of each other, and waiting 2 seconds for your flash to recycle can seem like an eternity. So that's a real practical application for the chrome dome. What it has, it's not really chrome, it's plated plastic, right? But it has this reflective surface on the inside to keep some of the light down inside the dome. Then it has this kicker plate, which you can then use to project the light forward. But if you also want to project some light up to the ceiling to get some bounce, it does have a hole on the top about the size of $50. Okay, so I use this practically anytime I have the cloud light sphere on. I just put that thing in. Unless you have a specific reason not to, it's just sort of, I just always have it there. There's another accessory called the amber dome. And again, while physically it'll fit in the clear, it's designed for use with the cloud, and I'll explain why. And it just snaps right on there. Have you ever shot a wedding, particularly a reception, and you have kind of a warm atmosphere, but when you get your photos back, it's, oh my gosh, they're all too warm, they're too amber, or too orange. It's a white balance problem. Well, you can overcome that by changing your white balance for the tungsten or the incandescent lighting. The problem that comes after that, though, is if you have a picture of the bride and she's got her white dress on and there are folds in the dress and shadows there, they can tend to go blue on you. So your choice is you can have the background to be yellow and the dress perfect, or you can have the dress to go with blue stripes in order to get the background perfect. So what you would tend to do in the movie industry, you know, they gel each light to balance out the scene. It's the same idea here. This amber dome, it's essentially a 1/4 CTO. That means it's 1/4 color temperature orange. It's never going to be exactly that because, you know, it's a $20 piece of plastic, so the manufacturing tolerances are not going to allow it to be exactly 3600 Kelvin or 3200 Kelvin or 4600 Kelvin. But you know, we strive to put it right about 1/4 CTO, and that's right around 46. So anyway, you put this on, you balance your your white balance for the new lighting, and that will tend to give you a nice warmth while maintaining the dress to be white with shadows rather than white with blue stripes. Again, you could put it on the clear, just kind of, I don't think it'd look too great, but you could do it. And, you know, you may have some artistic reasons. In photography, you're always encouraged to experiment, and two photographers could stand side by side, look at the same scene, shoot it completely differently, and both be happy. But anyway, that's the difference between the cloud and the clear. This is your close-up. This is the one where you're photographing people. If you want to picture Aunt Millie and you don't want to emphasize the crow's feet around her eyes, better go with this one. If you can live with a little more contrast or you need a little more light, go with the clear. Okay? Thank you.